Now it's time to discuss the Royal Rumble predictions for 2025 this Saturday. Now, who will win the Royal Rumble? And the answer is after watching that promo with Cody Rhodes at the end of Monday's Raw, it's pretty damn obvious to me that CM Punk's going to win the Royal Rumble. It would just be a massive disappointment if CM Punk does not face Cody Rhodes. And what did Cody Rhodes say? He said, I'm not chasing you, you're chasing me. I hope you win the Royal Rumble because you're going to find out the best in the world isn't best in the world anymore. I mean, it's pretty damn obvious that Punk and Cody Rhodes have tremendous chemistry, and this would be an incredible matchup and an incredible rivalry. That being said, I could just say CM Punk's going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm basically almost 100% sure that's going to happen because it'll be a terrible booking decision if that matchup doesn't happen. However, I am a journalist, and this is a journalism channel for WWE and wrestling. So, in the interest of journalism, since we don't know it's a fact that CM Punk's going to win the Royal Rumble, it's time to discuss all the other contenders in the Royal Rumble. And let me know, do you agree with me? Do you think CM Punk's going to win the Royal Rumble? Or do you think somebody else, such as one of the following other guys, is going to win the Royal Rumble? And I've created a graph in order to visually describe who's going to win the Royal Rumble. Obviously, CM Punk. I put CM Punk at 95% chance CM Punk's going to win the Royal Rumble. Obviously, you can see John Cena. You can see Logan Paul, who has a 1% chance of winning. You can see Brock Lesnar, 0.05% chance winning. Brock Lesnar is not a member of the active WWE roster. And I predicted that Brock Lesnar is never coming back to WWE because, in summary, I made a whole video about this, but in summary, out of loyalty to Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon is one of the few guys that knows how to talk to Brock Lesnar. Vince McMahon is one of the guys that Brock Lesnar has a relationship with. So I don't think Brock Lesnar is coming back to the WWE if Vince McMahon is not there. However, that's a prediction and it's backed up by evidence, which you can see in my video why Brock Lesnar is probably never coming back to the WWE. It's a prediction backed up by very strong evidence. However, it's not 100% certain. So, in a very unlikely scenario, if Brock Lesnar were to come back, I think the perfect time to do it would be the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar loves being at home on his farm in Canada. He loves being in that isolated place surrounded by, what is it, a 10, 20 acre farm in Canada. He doesn't like traveling. He doesn't like going out. But it's been almost 1.5 years since we've seen Brock Lesnar. So if Brock Lesnar was going to say, hey, it's time to earn a bit of extra money now, I think the Royal Rumble would be the place to do it. However, if my reasoning stands that Brock Lesnar is not coming back without Vince McMahon in the WWE, then I don't think Brock Lesnar will come back at the Royal Rumble. And if we don't see Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania this year, then it's got to be absolutely certain that the reasoning I presented in my video, why Brock Lesnar is never coming back to the WWE, it's got to be absolutely certain that that reasoning is the reason he's not coming back because of his relationship and his loyalty to Vince McMahon. Now, anyway, back to who else could win the Royal Rumble besides CM Punk. Well, I have my graph here, and as you can see, CM Punk's the hot favorite. But I was very impressed with last night's Monday's episode of Raw, and the reason I was impressed was because there were so many good segments in relation to people who say, "Hey, I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble." One of those segments was Logan Paul, who gave an excellent heel segment, as Seth Rollins was saying to Gunther that he's going to win the Royal Rumble. Logan Paul interrupted that segment, and this is what our boy Logan Paul said, quote, when I win the Royal Rumble, I'm going to main event WrestleMania, and I could choose Cody Rhodes, or I could choose you, Gunther. Gunther then responds, you know what? I want you, pointing to Logan Paul, I want you to win the Royal Rumble so I can embarrass you at WrestleMania and when I smack that stupid smirk out of your face. And man, that was a great written line for Gunther and greatly delivered by Gunther. Man, Gunther's such a great heel. And another incredible segment related to the Royal Rumble was Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre said to Paul Heyman in this incredible segment where Paul Heyman announced Roman Reigns as the cover superstar for the WWE 2K25 video game. Drew McIntyre interrupted Paul Heyman and he said to Paul Heyman, "Can you please tell your boy from Drew McIntyre that this Saturday I'm going to target him. I'm going to beat him within an inch of his life, and I'm going to throw his lifeless carcass over the top rope." Paul Heyman then sarcastically smiles and replies, "I give you my word. I'll pass on your message to my tribal chief, Roman Reigns." And then Drew then stops Paul walking out of the ring and says, "I wasn't talking about Roman." And then there's this audible gasp from the audience, like excitement, like who could they be referring to? Could they be referring to Brock Lesnar? I mean, how many boys does Paul Heyman have? He has Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. And then Drew McIntyre continues. He says, "I wasn't talking about Roman. He knows I'm coming. I was talking about your boy, CM Punk." And then the segment ends. And as the segment ends, Cole then says Heyman still owes Punk a favor because Punk joined the Heyman team back at Survivor Series. So, as you can see, there's a bit of an intertangled web between CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre. It seems like, hey, there's some sort of storyline brewing here. And this storyline, this brewing, it could make me maybe Drew McIntyre's gonna face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Maybe he's gonna face CM Punk at WrestleMania. Although we've already seen that last year. However, he did mention CM Punk. So maybe this is some sort of setup for some sort of triple threat match. And maybe we were left feeling very certain after Monday's Raw that CM Punk is going to win the Royal Rumble and face Cody Rhodes, which is the match that should happen. However, what is slightly less certain is Punk going to win the Royal Rumble? That's why I don't have CM Punk at 99.99%. Because if you're gonna lead that CM Punk's gonna face Cody Rhodes and then CM Punk wins, you kind of spoiled the match a little. Are you gonna do something unexpected? Will Brock Lesnar get involved in the Royal Rumble and take out CM Punk? Will another unexpected superstar get involved in the Royal Rumble? Will something else happen? Maybe Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre team up and take out CM Punk at the Royal Rumble. Will Drew McIntyre join Paul Heyman? Which is something I was thinking when Drew McIntyre came out to face Paul Heyman at Monday's Raw. So there is a destination in mind, CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. But WrestleMania is in April 20, which is fairly late WrestleMania this year, which is over 2.5 months away still, even though the Royal Rumble is just a few days away. 2.5 months to WrestleMania. And is it too early to set up the CM Punk Cody Rhodes feud? Should there be some sort of drama leading up to that match? Maybe CM Punk has to win the Elimination Chamber at March 1 to get revenge on Drew McIntyre or Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins or somebody else who gets in his way trying to stop him from reaching the main event at WrestleMania. You don't have to go a direct path straight to WrestleMania. You could go into a tangled web. You could have somebody unexpected win the Royal Rumble. You could have Sami Zayn win the Royal Rumble. You could have Logan Paul win the Royal Rumble and go on to face Gunther. You could have John Cena win the Royal Rumble. So as you can see, if you can see my graph, I've put John Cena as 2% chance to win the Royal Rumble. I mean, he's the second guy I put after CM Punk. I've also put Jey Uso as 0.05% chance. If he wins, he'll probably go off to Gunther. And the way Jey Uso was booked on Monday's Raw, he came out with massive fan support with that Yeet music. And he looked like a star. He's certainly not that generic guy that we used to see in that tag team, the Uso tag team. He got a lot of fan support, a lot of people cheering him. And if you want to elevate this guy to the top level, you know what? Maybe this guy, Jey Uso, needs to win the Royal Rumble. He may not even beat Gunther at WrestleMania, but Jey Uso is not quite a star. But if he wins the Royal Rumble, he probably will be elevated to star status. I've been very impressed with Sami Zayn's work as of late. Sami Zayn said last week on Raw He doesn't need to win the world championship, but he wants it. So he's going to take it. So Sami Zayn declared for the Royal Rumble, and he wants that championship. Sami Zayn cares more about the fan support. He said that he's in the main event scene with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. He views himself in the top 7 main eventers in WWE, but he says the difference between him and them is that Sami Zayn has never won a world championship. So Sami Zayn is a bit of an underdog and has an underdog story to tell if he were to win the Royal Rumble. So I put Sami Zayn at 0.05%. So you can see CM Punk's the clear favorite. Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins, and have very some chance. It's a pretty remote chance, but pretty much everyone else has zero. And you can see that I include Hulk Hogan, and I put him at 0% chance of winning the Royal Rumble. But you know what? CM Punk mentioned Hulk Hogan a few weeks ago, and he said he's going to throw his dusty old ass over the top rope at the Royal Rumble. Now, if I was a smart booker, I don't know if that line was planned or not, but even if it wasn't planned, I would put Hulk Hogan in the Royal Rumble. If you're going to screw CM Punk, what a bigger moment and a bigger way to screw CM Punk than to get Hulk Hogan to be the one that screws CM Punk. Hulk Hogan could join forces with Roman Reigns or join forces with Drew McIntyre and screw CM Punk. And he could feud with Drew McIntyre up until the Elimination Chamber. CM Punk could then take out Drew McIntyre and then take out Hulk Hogan and take out Seth Rollins and then win the Elimination Chamber and then face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. So it doesn't have to be a straight path. I think probably winning the Royal Rumble would be the way to do it, but you need to have drama and you need to have storylines and you need to do something that's unexpected and make the audience not be able to see what's going to happen for sure. Because 2.5 months away is quite a long time. And the CM Punk Cody Rhodes feud, I don't think you need 2.5 months to build up such a match. Now, the other person who is the second most likely to win the Royal Rumble is John Cena. I put John Cena at a 2% chance of winning the Royal Rumble, which is the guy who I thought was going to win the Royal Rumble before Monday's Raw. But when CM Punk faced off against Cody Rhodes, that's when I knew that CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes is definitely the match to happen. However, I still think Cody and Punk's going to happen at WrestleMania, but Punk may just win the Elimination Chamber instead. The way I would book it, if Punk wasn't going to win the Royal Rumble, I would have Hulk Hogan team up with Drew McIntyre and maybe Roman Reigns as well, and screw CM Punk out of the Rumble. And then Punk gets his redemption at Elimination Chamber. If that does happen, the person who does win the Royal Rumble should face Gunther. And that's either going to be John Cena or Logan Paul. Logan Paul again cut that incredible promo, and Logan Paul's got some big heat. But then again, Logan Paul is a heel, so it doesn't make much sense for him to face Gunther unless you want to turn Gunther face. So really, there's only two options: CM Punk, 95% chance to win the Royal Rumble, and John Cena. John Cena only a 2% chance to win the Royal Rumble. So do you agree with me? Do you think Hulk Hogan is going to make an unexpected comeback? Although if I was booking and writing Raw, it wouldn't be unexpected. It would happen for sure. Of course, we don't know if Hulk Hogan took offense to CM Punk calling him out. Hulk Hogan, of course, did not show up on Saturday night's main event, even though he's used in all the advertising promos. So maybe Hulk Hogan took offense to that, and maybe Hulk Hogan's got some real heat with CM Punk. So maybe Hulk Hogan does not want to work with CM Punk. However, if they can see past their differences and know what's best for business, Hulk Hogan should appear at the Royal Rumble. And CM Punk, I think he's a strong favorite to win, but he may get screwed by Hulk Hogan or Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and he's got a lot of enemies. So there's gonna be a lot to go down. And in all honesty, even though I think CM Punk should win the Royal Rumble, as a creative man, as a man who books wrestling, maybe it makes more sense to give the indirect path to CM Punk. CM Punk gets into a feud with Drew McIntyre, teamed up with Paul Heyman and Hulk Hogan, and then CM Punk gets revenge at the Elimination Chamber, eliminates Roman Reigns, eliminates Drew McIntyre, eliminates Seth Rollins, and then gets his shot at March 1 at the Elimination Chamber to face Hulk Hogan. And of course, if that's the path they go, then the winner of the Royal Rumble will face Gunther, and John Cena will be the man to face Gunther. And so, yeah, I've given it strong favor to CM Punk, but now that I think about it, maybe John Cena's got more than a 2% chance at winning the Rumble. So I can guarantee you that the person who wins the Royal Rumble faces Cody Rhodes, it's going to be CM Punk. Or we could even do a triple threat match. Maybe someone screws CM Punk and a triple threat match emerges out of it somehow. There's a lot of ways you can go, and you got to think creatively. You got to think in different directions if you are a wrestling booker. So, Triple H, if you want me to be your booker, if you want me to write some stuff, if you want me to write the program heading into WrestleMania, I've watched the whole Attitude Era. I've watched most of the Ruthless Aggression Era. I've been watching wrestling for the past 10 years or so. In addition, I haven't been watching every show, but I've been watching most of the big pay-per-views, and I've been watching the news online. So, I'm a very talented and skilled man, not just in journalism, not just in fandom of wrestling, but I know how to write. So if you need someone to book WrestleMania, if you need someone to book the Royal Rumble, I will do the work for you, man. I will do the work for you. I know some wrestling journalists said they don't want to work for WWE, but I will work for WWE if the money's right. And hey, I'm not a famous name, like I'm not William Shakespeare. So you don't have to pay me $10 million. In fact, I would even work for free as a trial. I will write the Royal Rumble for you, Triple H. And if you want to sign me up to write the Royal Rumble or to write going into WrestleMania, man, I can write the storyline going into WrestleMania. So I guess I won't say any more because if you do hire me, Triple H, if you do hire me, then I don't want to spoil what's going to happen at WrestleMania. But in summary, it's going to be something like I discussed here tonight. And just remember, redemption is a thing, and CM Punk and Cody Rhodes feud, it's got to happen. That being said, we remember Cody Rhodes. He almost had his shot to win the title at WrestleMania 39, but he got it 1 year later, and that journey, that extra year, really helped Cody Rhodes and really made that world title win feel better than it would have been otherwise. So yeah, CM Punk maybe loses his shot against Rhodes this year, and he comes back next year to face Rhodes. But the difference between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk is CM Punk's already been champion. He doesn't really need to have an arc rising to the top because CM Punk already is at the top. So Triple H, if you want to hire me as a booker or writer, you know where to contact me. And yeah, pretty much CM Punk's locked in. But they could go the route, which is probably less obvious, but it's probably going to be more entertaining for the viewers watching Raw every week. CM Punk gets screwed by Hulk Hogan at the Royal Rumble, and then he gets his redemption story. He gets his redemption arc and comes back at the Elimination Chamber whilst John Cena wins the Royal Rumble and gets to face Gunther at WrestleMania. And as a huge John Cena fan, as a guy who's one of the most talented and most real men in WWE, I think John Cena deserves to win this Royal Rumble because I just feel it's right to send John Cena off in his very last year in WWE this way. And Gunther versus John Cena, that's a perfect booking. That's a perfect match. You got John Cena, the ultra babyface, versus the heel, Gunther. Two dynamic opposites. And that's going to be a heck of a matchup at WrestleMania. So I've booked WrestleMania and I booked the Royal Rumble for you, and I'm sure this will happen. If anyone disagrees with me, leave it in the comments. If you agree with me, leave it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe. See ya.